So last time we started Siman 21, and the topic was laws regarding one who compensate for a missing prayer. Okay. Just a quick summary. I don't remember if Abraham was with us. So quick summary. So basically, if one miss a prayer because of the, I don't know, some circumstances of beyond his control, right? Maybe he was sick, maybe like somebody, he was tending to a sick person, I don't know, something happened. I don't know, he had to work, he overslept, this and that. He was, even one of the reasons they say, even if he was drunk. I'm not sure why he would drink so much, but okay, nevertheless. So in this, or in all of the circumstances, you are allowed to compensate in the next prayer. So meaning if you miss Shacharis, you can say double Shemoneh Esrei and Mincha. Right? So we said, first you say Mincha Shemoneh Esrei, and then you say Shacharis Shemoneh Esrei. Yeah, go ahead.
I would assume that the reason why, you'll see where I'm going to, I would assume the reason why when someone's drunk or something, he's allowed to daven later on, is because, okay, if he wasn't drunk, right, and it was 2 minutes before the end of, the time for davening, right, he would still daven, but because there's, circumstance, he can't. So I would be thinking, wait, in this case, right, and maybe if I oversleep too, I should be allowed to daven Shacharis during Mincha,
Yes. No, the oversleep, yes, for sure.
And I still get the whole split?
But drunk, you see, I don't know, like the way I see it. So that's the famous question. What is the famous question? I learned in with Abraham in our morning class. So what is the famous question? So why Pharaoh was punished? No. It's actually, I apologize. It's also from Hilchot Diot. No. Okay. Well, in one of the classes, okay, I take it back. In one of the classes we learned, right? So he said, I apologize. Okay. In one of the classes we learned why Pharaoh was punished. In the beginning, he was punished because he did whatever he did. He had a free choice, and he didn't let the Jews go, and he actually increased the labors and stuff and suffering. Okay, everybody understand. But then HaShem said that to Moshe, right, that he's not going to listen to it. That's it. He's over after the first plague, right? So it says that HaShem took away his free choice, and then it said that HaShem punished him for all other choices. So the famous question is, how can you punish he had no free choice? Now Hashem made him do all of these things, and now he's going to punish him. So what is the answer? Tell me.
He had the choice the first 5 times, and they led to him being, like a rock the other 5 times.
Exactly. So all of this 5 times, second 5 times, were because he brought himself in that situation. Is the first 5 times. Yeah, you understand? So the way I see, same with drunkenness. I mean, what he did not know, he was born yesterday, he is Mr. Lord, that he does not know if you drink a little or a lot, that you would not be able to pray. But okay, still they have given him this opportunity to make up a prayer. Okay, so continue. So I think it's always like that. Since first we put ourselves in that situation, what our situation is, and then we complain to Hashem why we are in that situation. Okay, continue. Number 2. If one did not pray, well, he still had sufficient time to pray, because he thought that he would be enough time to pray. He thought that it would be enough time to pray after completing an activity that he was involved in, and in the meantime, the time for a prayer passed. Or if one was involved in preventing a financial loss, and because of this he missed the time for the prayer, although he conducted himself improperly, since it is prohibited to allow the time for the prayer to pass in order to prevent financial loss. Nevertheless, it is considered as involuntary situation, and he can compensate for the prayer that he missed. Okay, we're going to see The commentary. So let's try to sum up. Any questions?
Yeah, Rabbi, I think maybe this is why it's okay to be drunk, because someone might think that, what's it called? He might, not be drunk at that point anymore, and he's going to come in time for davening.
I think say it again.
Over here, we say there's an activity, right? And since this activity was too long, he thought it was going to end in time, right? He's allowed to daven. So maybe the thing.
I think you're right. No, I get your point. Yeah, maybe the way I understand your point, maybe he usually drinks that much, and he's okay after 25 minutes, let's say, 40 minutes. At that time, maybe he was hungry and stuff like that, so maybe the drink was stronger. Okay. But basically, I mean, for me, why would he put, even remotely in certain situation? Go pray, and then, or don't drink, I mean. Okay. So the way I see it, if you know that what the prayer is, that you are about to stand in front of the King of the Kings, and you have the audience to talk to him, and you can ask anything you want, and he's the only one in power to grant your desire. So why will you go to drink? You understand? Okay. So, let's leave that drunk guy alone and continue. So first case, we're talking about the guy, he meant to pray, and he thought that it's enough time, but as always happens on Friday, so Friday times flies very fast. So, and then he missed the prayer, let's say. Right? Our second case is he's trying to prevent financial loss, commentary, or in the purchase and sale of the merchandise. Okay, so for financial loss means that I don't know, something is spoiling, or that there is a flood and he tried to save his privacy, or his house. So that's financial loss. Or they say even purchase of sale of merchandise. Okay, and because of this, he missed the prayer. So we say no problem, even though it's not proper to do it in the first place, but after the fact, he can pray. Okay, so this additional prayer commentary. Even if he was prohibited to begin the activity at the time, nevertheless, since he did not purposely miss the prayer, so meaning he thought that he would still be able to pray on time, right? In all of these cases, basically. It is considered an involuntary situation because he had planned to pray as soon as he finished the activity. Mishnah Brura 1:8-23. But basically, go ahead.
It seems like over here, I'm not sure. But the reason that they give the reason for a monetary loss, does that mean if it was a monetary gain and I thought I would finish within the right amount of time, right, and still have time to daven, but I finished after, it won't work? Because monetary loss sounds like on Chomoid, right? Monetary loss, it's something, serious, but monetary gain, like you're saying, you put a monetary gain over HaShem. So, that's...
So monetary gain means that you don't have it at all. And you want it, basically, but monetary loss means that you have these things, you have money or you have mercy, whatever you have, doesn't matter. So the thing is more dear to a person than some superficial gain. Maybe he's going to make money, maybe not, but this, whatever his furniture in his house he has, so he's trying to protect, basically. So that's a huge difference.
Yeah. So this monetary gain, if I thought I would finish in time for a monetary gain, but ended up finishing afterwards, I can still account potential.
In the commentary says so after the fact, we allowed him to die. Even he was not supposed to start at that time. So like people, there are people in life, they cannot calculate time. They have 15 minutes. So if he says 15 minutes. And I, from my experience, it's minimum 2 hours. So, but how can you get in 15 minutes? They just talk, and you, if you believe these people, you're a fool. Yeah? You understand? So if he can fool himself, but he should not fool you.
But in regards to the example you gave, I think it was last lesson with the walls, right? You tried to paint the walls in 2 hours, it would take 4. Then you do the calculation the next time, and you thought, okay, for sure it's going to take an hour, but it's the same amount of time. So in this scenario, right? Because really, okay, after the first time, the second time I would say not allowed. Why? Because you already know. But if the second time you're very sure and you feel like, okay, the first time something went wrong, the second time I'm going to finish in time. But you still end up finishing later. I can still re-daven the second time, even if it's after, or no?
Maybe two times, but third time is already too much.
Got it.
You know, there's the definition of the fool. He is doing the same action and expects a different result. That's the definition of the fool, right? That's why we have brain. Okay, you did it once. Okay, maybe it was one exceptional time. Okay, maybe, but 2 times, that's it. That's enough. Just learn a lesson. Okay, so continue. Similarly, if one has intoxicated and thus unfit to pray due to intoxication, this situation is also considered involuntary. Involuntary in double quotes. Even if he began drinking when it was prohibited to drink, there is once the time for the prayer arrived. Okay. Okay, so let's see the commentary. If, however, at the time that he began to drink, it was obvious that there was not enough time for him for his mind to clear in order to fit to pray before the time for the prayer would pass. His situation cannot be considered involuntary, for he may not recite and he may not recite the compensatory Shemoneh, Mishnah Berurah 99:6. So that's exactly as we said, but let's just summarize. So if he had enough time, right, for this for his mind to clear, as I say, okay, there is no problem. Something happened, and mind did not clear. He did not eat good, whatever. He drank a little extra. Okay, no problem. But if he starts before right, before the time for prayer, that's a big problem. I was in a shul some time ago, right, and it was Sunday. So Sunday, this rabbi is trying to do Talmud Shiur, right after classes, after davening. So he said, and somebody sponsored drinks. It was your side, so the guy brought whiskey on all of these beautiful bottles and stuff like that. So now everybody's hungry after Shachar. So they're going to drink all of the whiskey and learn Torah. You understand? It's like, you normal. Why would you do that? I don't know. So continue. So for sure, people are going to be drunk. For sure. I mean, people are fasting. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let's say, so, because you're supposed to, at least for Shacharis, you're supposed to daven, let's say, Birkat Shema, so and so forth, before Shemoneh Esrei, right? And let's say you're doing something, right? And you'll finish before the Siman of Shemoneh Esrei ends, right? Let's say 3 minutes before this.
I think you're saying Birchas Hamazon in the morning?
No, Birkat Shema. Okay, so I'm doing something, right? And I know I'm going to finish 3 minutes before the Siman of Shemoneh Esrei ends, okay? Right? And I know I'm still going to have to say Birkat Shema. So obviously, if I'm going to have to say Birkat Shema, and and Shema by itself, so on and so forth, obviously 3 minutes isn't enough until I get up to Shemoneh Esrei. It's going to be 5 minutes minimum, let's say, right? So does this count as intentionally, what's it called? Intentionally delay?
Yeah, I think it's intentional delay. And the time for Shema actually ends earlier than the time for Shemoneh Esrei. So there is no solution, basically.
All right. As far as I know, why do a lot of shuls follow the lenient opinion and say that you can daven until Chatzos b'diavad? No?
No, Chatzois, it's b'diavad. That's that I think I told this story in our class. According to some shitas, that's still good. Shita is like way of thinking, right? According to that, some shitas is good. So that's how people say, yeah. According to this shit, some shitas it's still good. But then the guy comes after 120 years, and they take him to Gehenna, and he said, no, but I was a good Jew. Why are you taking me to Gehenna? He said, according to some shitas, that's a Gan Eden. You understand? So don't go with these people. No, Shulchan Aruch said clearly, if needed, you can daven to Chatzois. Chatzois, just for somebody who's watching, it's for midday. It is true, but it's like after all of the facts, and many poskim do not agree.
So what's it called? If I daven at a shtibel where they start later, I can still say yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
So with them, should I say Brekah Shema and Shema earlier without a minute?
Of course. You're talking about Shabbos, or?
Yeah, Shabbos.
I don't live. Okay, me personally, I have this rule. I don't walk out of the house until I say complete Shema on Shabbos, on holidays. I don't walk out.
So what do you do when they're saying Brekah Shema and Kriya Shema?
You just say the same with them. So if they're late, okay, that's their own problem. But I fulfill my personal obligation in the morning, before the proper time. But sometimes, just to understand, sometimes there is no minyan right away, and they have to. Maybe they plan to stay on time, but guess what? 3 people are standing outside and they schmoozing. Yeah, you understand that they don't have number 10, so they miss the time.
But the only thing you have to re-say with them that you're going to re-say with them is Kriya Shema, right? Not Brekah Shema.
No. You say everything. All of the blessings. You say everything. In the morning, you don't say blessings.
What? Oh, you're saying that in the morning you don't say Brekah Shema. You only say Shema in the morning.
No. When you're in your house.
Yeah.
In your house, right? So you say Shema Israel and all of the 3 paragraphs. Because why? It's on page 29 in our Siddur. It says clear instruction. If you're afraid that you might miss the time of Shema, so you go to page 91 and then you say all 3 paragraphs.
Just to be clear, because I think I remember you telling me that the Zman for Brekah Shema ends at the same time for Shema, right? So why am I allowed to say Brekah Shema at the shtibel instead of saying it at home? No,
because it's separate. No, we don't. In the morning, you don't say Birchas Shema.
So
the question, if you want to say, I'm not sure. I don't want to comment. I'm not sure if you.
So,
but if they start too late, like, even there are 2 opinions basically. There is one Magen Avraham, and second one is Gra. So you can always, if you go with these people, you can always rely on Gra. So Gra is approximately like 1 hour later, 45 minutes, whatever is later. Yes.
So as far as I know, shtibel start at like 8:45, 9, and so we don't catch up to the Gra. So that's why I asked.
No, the 8:45 is perfect time.
They start 8:45, then they have Sukkot Dezimra and Karbonis.
Yeah, there's no problem. I thought they start like Chabad, like 9:45. That's late, but 8:45 it's normal time. Your own time. If you say this Shema at home, there is no problem.
But Brekah Shema I can say after the Zman of Shema or no?
I think so, yes. And until some say until the Chatzois.
Understood.
Okay. All right. So continue. So we let this guy daven even though he was drunk, but we say if he started too close to the prayers, right? The drinking too close to the prayers, and it was no time whatsoever, like no chance. I would say no chance whatsoever for him to clear his mind. So we're not going to allow him to daven. That's it.